Gurus. Welcome to the channel. If you are a returning subscriber and a day one, hey, my loves. If you are a new subscriber, I want to say welcome. My name is Kamoy. And what we do here on this channel is we study archetypes, we study energy, we study astrology, numerology, anything that gets us closest to knowing thyself, okay? Um, there's an understanding that everything is energy here on this channel, right? Everything is energy. Everything has a resonance. Everything has a frequency. Everything has a vibration. And what we do here is we learn the archetypes of those frequencies, those vibrations, so we know how to navigate through relationships, through trauma, to drama, as well as through life, right? So y'all know the deal, okay? We're learning the archetypes of the week, okay? Now we're on Saturday. Saturday is ruled by Saturn, okay? And we're also going to throw in Uranus in the Saturday's reading moving forward, only because Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, these particular planets did not get found until later on, all right? Which means that astrology is really around the hub of the seven planets, which is going to be the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, okay? So Uranus is co-ruler with Saturn for Aquarius, okay? That is why we're going to include that energy in the reading today, okay? Now, if you are not a Capricorn, okay, or if you are not an Aquarius, this energy is going to play out as useful, what's not. It's going to play out of maybe where you may need discipline. It's going to play out maybe where authority and structure and tradition may come in. It may even play out to being maturely responsible, okay? Taking accountability. And this also has to deal with your dignity. This is why you find a lot of Capricorns don't like people playing with their name. Like, don't fuck up their integrity, okay? Their character, don't lie about their character, honey, because that's not going to be good, okay? Uranus is all about freedom and liberation, right? This is about change. This is about liberation. And not just change, radical change. Like radical change, right? So this could feel like coming in and fucking your whole world up type change, okay? Because this energy is about freedom. It's about you being your own unique individual, right? But it's also about what's good for the group, okay? So this energy is very insightful. It's very revolutionary, right? And we have a lot of revolutionary things happening in the world today. A lot of insightful things happening in the world today, right? So we're going to take a look at the energy and see how we're closing off the week. It was a very interesting week. A lot of letting people go and not trying to save people, right? That's the energy that was playing out this week. Let them go. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved, right? That type of energy. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved, right? Okay. With that being said, you also need to know that people are not necessarily doing energetically well in this energy, okay? I had a conversation this morning with Kelly Kells, and I was telling her, like, we're now in this energy, especially retrograde energy, where you do not want to play with people's hearts, okay? You don't want to do that, okay? So I'm going to tell you guys now, you may start seeing an increase in diabolical behavior when it comes to maybe love triangles, okay? Those things are going to get very diabolical, okay? People are going to be doing some weird shit if they're not doing their work, because they're not going to be able to emotionally ground and center themselves, so they're going to explode, okay? Remember we talked about that years ago, the spiraling, okay? All right, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to sound the tone so we can get into this message, okay? First tone we're going to hear is for the wonderful fire energy, okay? So if you're an Aries, if you're a Leo, or if you are a Sagittarius, this energy is your archetype, okay? If you're not an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, this is going to play out in your own personal experiences as energy of your determination and willpower, but also energy of action, okay, or even reaction, movement, okay? Now, next tone you're going to hear is going to be for the water element, okay? That is going to be for the wonderful energy of Cancer, Scorpios, and Pisces. If you are not a Cancer, a Scorpio, or Pisces, the way that you're going to use this energy is emotions, your feelings, and your intuition. Now, remember, we're getting ready to really dive deeply into understanding that feelings are really frequency indicators, okay? Your feelings are navigators, and they're really frequency indicators to let you know where you're vibrating on, what resonance you're walking with, okay? Now, next tone you're going to hear is the wonderful air element, okay? So if you are not a Gemini, if you are not a Libra or an Aquarius, this energy is going to play out to you, okay? In the means of you, your thinking, your thoughts, okay? That type of energy. Hold for me 1 second, guys. Hey, sweetie. Okay, so this energy, if you are not an air sign, is going to play out in your thoughts, your thinking, your logical side, your deductive reasoning side, right? This is why you have a lot of air sign that they always in their head, right? They get looped in their head. They're always thinking or overthinking, right? Just keep that in mind. Last tone you're going to hear is going to be for the water element. Okay? I'm sorry, not water. What am I saying? What's going on with me today? Ooh, let me slow down, because I'm already a fast talker. So let me slow down. Let me slow down. Okay. Last tone you're gonna hear is going to be the tone of the earth element. Okay. So if you are an earth sign, so we're talking about Taurus, we're also talking about Virgos, and we're talking about Capricorns. Okay. If you are not a Taurus or Virgo or a Capricorn, this energy is gonna play out in your experiences as the material things, the house, the job, the car, okay, the money. All right. Now, if you are not aware of why I sound tones, you do need to go ahead and study Steinetics, okay? And familiarize yourself, because everything is energy, and every energy has a vibration, and vibration really is sound, okay? That's first. Next, we're gonna go ahead and grab your water, because we're gonna charge our water, okay? We're charging our water with the 3 tones of love that we've been working on for quite some time. We recently added the 3rd tone, which is stability, okay? So the first tone of love that we were working on is safety. What does it feel like when safety hits your body, right? And one of the things that you can pay attention to when we're dealing with safety is when you think of something, when you step into a room, when you step into a conversation, does your body tense up or do your shoulders go down? That's going to be an indication whether or not you're operating from a mode of safety or from a mode of survival. We've stepped into energy now where you need to operate from a mode of safety and not survival. That's very important. Your nervous system is now online, and your nervous system reads the unseen energy, and then it goes ahead and communicates it through your body. So you need to be mindful of what your body is saying and what your body is feeling. Any tenseness, any tightness is an indication that you don't feel grounded or safe in a situation, all right? So safety is your first tone. Second tone is trust. You trust yourself. And the new tone that we added, the 3rd tone, is stability. Okay? Let's go ahead and sound these tones. That is what we're charging our water with today. All right? And if you don't know about charging your water, the properties of water and how you can speak to water, show thyself is approved, and go ahead and research and study this for yourself. Okay? There we go. First tone. Second tone. 3rd tone. 4th tone. Okay, there are 2 tones that stood out to me that I definitely want us to pay attention to. That is the fire energy as well as the air energy. So what I'm picking up energetically is you need to be mindful of not just your thoughts, but you also need to be mindful of your actions, okay? That's going to be very important as we're moving throughout this energy, okay? We do have Aquarius's energy, and the archetype for Aquarius is what you know, okay? Capricorn is how you use what you know. So that's the message we're looking for today. We know that it's Saturday. We know Saturday is ruled by Saturn. We know that's an energy of maturity, and that's an energy of authority, where rules fit in, discipline fits in. We also going to throw in Uranus in there, where we know that energies of change and the liberation and being your unique individual self, right? So we're going to look and see what the message is bringing forward today of how we're closing up the week of energies that we've been interacting with all week. And it's been a week of not saving people. It's been a week of acknowledging your own internal power. It's been a week of you letting go of what no longer serves you energetically through relationships, right? It's been a week of you stepping into who you truly are. It's been a week of not trying to figure out why people do the things that they do. It's been a week of recognizing that you're worthy, right? So we've been on this stepping into your true essence journey, right? We've been there. And coming in with that energy, we also know that not everybody is doing their quote unquote work, right? What does work look like? Your work means regulating your emotions, right? There's one thing to be intellectual, and then there's another thing to be intelligent. Intellect and intelligence are not the same thing. Intellect, you can read a whole bunch of books and you can gain knowledge and you can gain smart, right? But intelligence comes with, right, knowing when to read the room. So knowing when to know that you can't explode because you don't like what somebody said. You can't explode because they brought you hot sauce instead of ketchup, right? Emotional intelligence allows you to be compassionate but not do the work for others, okay? So intelligence is not something that you can study from a fucking book. Intelligence is part of your natural makeup. And right now, not everybody operates in their source-given intelligence, okay? Not everybody moves with intelligence. And I also want to say, common sense is really not that common for some people, right? Not everybody got common sense. Some people got book sense, right? Some people got book sense, but not everybody got common sense, all right? All right, what is the message from Saturn today? What does Saturn wants us to know today through Aquarius? What are we looking for? What's the overall energy that Saturn is bringing in? And, well, Saturn and Uranus. What is the energy Saturn and Uranus is bringing in? What do they want us to know about change, maturity, authority, liberation? Okay, how much cards we got here? Okay, so Aquarius, okay, so we know we got to take action, and that's Aries action, right? Okay. All right, what does Saturn and Uranus wants us to know through Capricorn of how we should use this energy? How should we use this energy? We know we need to take action. How do we use this energy? How do we use this energy? How do we use this energy? It's a lot of cards dropping all up over the place here. I think after I finish this video, I'm about to go take a walk. It's nice here today in Georgia. I think we're going up to like 70 degrees today. And it's already nice outside. Give me Capricorn energy of how we should be moving in this season. Oh. I can't make this shit up. Okay. All right, y'all. Energetically, we know that there's action required, right? There's action required. And when Aries energy pop up, Aries is the energy archetype of who you are, okay? So energetically, we're being told that action needs to be taken, but the action that needs to be taken is standing truly in who you are, okay? This is your I amness, okay? This is the foundation of how you show up in the world, okay? So action is needed, okay? You got to stand up in who you are. And how you use this is through structure, through discipline, right? Through patience, okay? Through understanding that there's a time and a place for everything, and you don't... And what I'm hearing is the get back is real. The get back is real, honey. Okay, clarify Aries energy, taking action for us. We know that we need to take action, so clarify the energy for us. Clarify taking action in what? What are we taking action in? The angel of love. Okay. Where's the structure coming from? Where's the structure coming from? All right. Where's the structure coming from? Where's the structure coming from? All of these cards are used, so they're not like, they're not that flexible yet. I don't think I've used these cards, but you see, they have not been pliable yet. Like, they still not fully bendable yet. Okay, give me the energy. Ooh. We got love and we got deceit. Okay, love and deceit. Okay. So we're going to clarify. All right. So what we know is we know that we're in a season that we need to be moving in love. The angel of love. We need to be moving in love, right? Now, love does not mean that you get to be somebody's doormat. That's not what that means. Love does not mean that you get to walk all over me. Love does not mean that you get to take advantage of me. Love does not mean that I get to be your emotional and mental punching bag. Love does not mean that, okay? So we know that you need to take some type of action in love because there's deceit here, okay? All right, so let's just clarify some more. First, we're going to clarify love. Clarify what we need to know about taking action and moving towards love. Clarify what we need to know about taking action and moving towards love. All right, clarify I'm still hearing that song. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save. Ah, okay. All right. So here we go. Nine of Cups and Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So we know that you've probably been in a situation recently where and I feel like your initial or your default setting is love. Your default setting and how you move is always with love, right? But I want to say that sometimes people think that your love is naivete. Sometimes the fact that they think because you move in love means that they can walk all over you, right? Because you have the Nine of Cups energy here, where this is letting me know that it's kind of like wish fulfilled, you know? You have everything that you need to make a happy home, to make a happy friendship, okay? But Queen of Pentacles here lets me know that you're dealing with somebody that maybe that use money as a way to be mean, to be nasty, okay? Or maybe even withholding something from you. So Nine of Cups energy is, this is a situation maybe where you may have been living with somebody, you were connected with somebody in a way, right? And something happened where, I want to say jealousy crept in, right? Because lies is showing up here. You got the there's some type of decision that you've had to make recently. And I feel like the reason why you haven't made the decision is because you were sitting in the place of love and you didn't know what action or what movement to take, right? And this decision of love that this decision, because you've been sitting in love, right? It's not like you hadn't been seeing the lies. It's not like you have not been seeing the lies or the deceit, okay? Or maybe even the lack of structure that comes in from this person, because this very much feel like energetically with somebody that's trying to call you out on your shit, but they don't see themselves in the situation at all, right? Now, whatever this is, you've been in your head about this, right? You've been in your head about this. You know what you know, and you cannot unknow what you know, right? Because you know what you know, right? And I want to say the energy of this person, although it's chaotic and it's nasty and it's mean, right? And they may use money as a way to poke you. I feel like, even with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like this is probably even someone that may have done some damage to your property, right? This is someone that, ooh, okay, and we're going to get into that. I feel like this is someone that's purposely messing with you because you're moving in love. It's like they're trying to poke the bear. And you only have not made a decision because you love this person, but you may have recently pulled the trigger, okay? You may have, and because with the Chariot card showing up here and the Two of Swords, there was some type of internal struggle where you didn't want to pull the trigger, right? But you know you're in a season where you got to take action. Although you may not have physically done it yet, internally you know, even though I love this person, this is not healthy, okay? And I need to make a decision of how I am going to move and what I'm going to take action with now. And I feel energetically, this is not a decision that came easy to you because of how you felt about this person. I feel like the indecisiveness caused this person to get away with a whole bunch of things. Now, let me explain something to you. Energetically, if this is you operating with this chaotic energy here, okay? Whoever you're operating in this chaotic energy with, they've made a decision to shut this shit down. They're not going to put up with this shit no more. They're not. And here's the thing. Like, they're okay being the bad guy. They're okay being the bad guy. Okay? You know that song by Cassette Michelle? Epiphany, or Blame It On Me. Blame it all on me. Blame it all on, I am okay with being the bad guy. That's where they at. Because this decision was not a decision that they made lightly. So if you out here on some fuck shit, you need to know that person that loved you, that you pushed away, that person that loved you, that you may have been mean or nasty, or I even want to go as far as diabolical with, Know that energetically in this season, people are standing up for themselves. The people that have chosen to do the work, okay? And you cannot tell me, like, you cannot tell me that you do not clearly see in the world that we live today that there's a separation of energy. You can't tell me that. You cannot tell me when you step out into the world today, you do not see that we live in two completely different realities. You got people out here that live in a completely different reality than you do. You can't tell me that you don't see that. You can't tell me that you don't see that. Okay? And I'm going to go even one step further to let you know everybody has already making the choice as to what end of the vibrational plate they're going to be on. Okay? Everybody has done that. Some people have decided to not see what's right in front of them, and that's okay because it's not everybody's graduation. And some people can now see through the veil. And those people that are now seeing through the veil can operate in the space of love, right? They can operate, they can take action in the space of love. But baby, let me tell you something. This space of love here, it's no longer being naive and it's no longer victim mentality. They vet in this energy now. They're okay with loving you from a distance. They're okay with loving you but allowing you to stay in your chaos. Okay? Those of us out here that has done our work, we know how to operate from a place of love now without getting caught up in your chaotic bullshit. Okay? We're not out here on no karmic drive-by or no retro karma. No, we not. We sat in our shit. And we also understand that right now, energetically, what you call karma, aka cause and effect, okay? What you call karma, which is really cause and effect, it's not taking years to smack you back in the face, baby. That shit is happening instantaneously. Okay? So if you out here on some reckless shit, you need to know that person that loved you, that was there to support you, that you acting like a fucking asshole with. You may not think they operating in love, baby, but they are operating in love. Love of self first. Love of self first. Okay? Divine intervention. That divine intervention is like you may have had a moment, you're like, wait a minute here, wait a minute here. Am I the one that's delusional? Do they not see what I contribute? Why am I being blamed for the shit that they not working on, right? Well, I got some cards mixed up in here that should not be in here, okay? All right. There's a divine intervention that happened. There's a rebirth happening. And I want to say, even within this rebirth, you may come across as cold to this person because it's winter time. You may come across cold. Your love that you're expressing right now, especially if you're expressing it and you're taking action from a distance, it may feel cold to this person, but what they don't understand is you germinating the seed inside. I'm going through a rebirth. And let me tell you something. When you plant that seed in the ground, that seed is covered by that dirt. It's dark in there, baby. You can't see shit. So think about it. If you are a seed and you go into the ground, first of all, you're dying to the earth, which means you got to surrender to the earth, right? And as you're dying to the earth and you're surrendering to the earth and you're in that dirt and you can't see shit, you have to pop out of your shell and ground yourself in the fucking darkness first. And that's what a lot of us have done. We've grounded ourselves, right? In the dark spaces within so we can come out, rebirth, reheal like the phoenix. Learning our lessons, understanding what's important, remembering who we are. Remembering what we contribute to our relationships, right? Where our wounds that we've healed, you no longer get to use our wounds against us and manipulate us to think that the problem is us. The love that we were seeking externally for in this season, we are no longer seeking external love. We are being filled from the inside. And this is why you're walking away, because your cup is being filled. You are filling your own cup, right? And as you fill your cup, you got energy out here. People is jealous of you. People jealous of you. And I'm not even talking about materialistic jealousy. I'm just talking about jealousy in the way that you move, because you do not. Your energy is not for sale. Common sense is not that fucking common. So some people think because you close mouth and you're not speaking that you got a problem with them. And some of you, I don't got a problem with you. I just am not entertaining this anymore because you keep looping, right? Because you're vetting the energy, right? Are you operating in victimhood? Are you trying to be victorious in your situation, right? Are you embracing the experience and trying to learn from it, or are you trying to escape it, right? Or you transcending past this bullshit, or you still standing in toxicity? We vetting this energy, baby. We vetting it. You're telling yourself the truth now. No matter how it hurts. No matter how it hurts. I call you, you don't return my call for a week or two, right? But in a week or two, when you need me, you blowing up my phone like it's like something done happened major, right? And ain't nothing happened major, but you need my help now, right? So the energy of you putting yourself up in spaces where your cup is being full and when your cup is being drained because other people no, you're not doing no more. You're not doing that no more. There has been a divine intervention here where you are remembering who you are. And remembering who you are, moving from a space of love, don't mean that you have to deal with toxic people and their bullshit. That's not what that means. You know what you know. You know what you know. You know they be lying. See, Capricorn is all about usefulness, right? I use versus I don't use, right? So we know that there's structure here. We know there's deceit here, right? How are you supposed to use this lies? We know they fucking lying. How do we use the lies? How do we use the lies? How are we using the lies? Because we know they lying. And the truth is, we don't even need to know what they're lying about. Because at this point, you know well enough to know, like, I don't even need to know what you're lying about. I just know you lying, and I'm not even going to waste my energy trying to figure out what you're lying about, because common sense is not that common. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get me to see something that I didn't see. Or you're trying to get me to say what I saw I didn't see. Or you're trying to get me to what I heard I didn't hear. Right? How to use. Okay, you got Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is not good here, because this could be somebody losing everything. This could be somebody losing everything. This could be somebody losing everything. Yeah. I just fucking said it. Somebody lost everything, but you over here, you thriving, and I feel like the loss that they lost is fucking you. Their loss, not yours. Their loss is you. The loss that they're feeling is you. And the deceitfulness is pretending like you don't matter. And I'm going to tell you something. The one thing about my lovely Capricorns is, baby, Capricorns can be some of the most confident people that I know, honey, okay? Even if they wrong, they still going to be confident in that wrongness, baby, okay? Two of Cups, looking towards the future. Yep. You looking towards the future in this situation right here. You understand that you need order and you need structure. You don't need anybody to drain you. And with this Seven of Swords in reverse, I feel like somebody confessed their truth without confessing their truth, which lets me know that the nastiness and the bullshit, right? You caught somebody in their lies, honey, okay? And then I want to say not even in their lies, but when you look at how this person moves energetically, common sense ain't all that common. You know, like the fast talkers that don't ever want you to get a word in. They want to be the one to talk, and they don't want you to get a word in, right? They want to speed bump the hell out of you. They don't want you to get a word in. Yeah, baby. Ace of Swords in reverse. Oh, this is too much cards. No. As long as still in my head, don't save her. She don't want to be the same. Don't save her. Yep. I can't say this no more. Somebody done wrote a check with their mouth, their emotions, that their heart was not ready to fucking cash. This person did not think that you was finna walk away from all this shit. This was a lot of swords, and I feel like now that you done chose to walk away from this, they got a whole bunch to say. Now all of a sudden they want to have some conversation, or if it's not a conversation, now all of a sudden they out there spreading rumors, right? You're not the. Let me just tell you something. I saw recently. How people be trolling on social media. Okay. I have a really pretty amazing life. I have a pretty amazing quiet life. I don't have drama going on in my experience, right? I really don't. Okay. I mean, and what you consider to be drama is just me, just like little stuff that I probably shouldn't even pay attention about, like, why the kids didn't take the trash out, or why they left rice grains in my kitchen sink and they didn't wash the sink down. Just like, you understand? Don't you see that, every night they sweep the kitchen floor and like little stuff like that, right? I don't have in my energetic field, like, like people purposely trying to manipulate me. I don't have that in my field. And it's not to say that I've never had that in my field, but I've had to do work to create the space that I'm in. Because if I look back like a year and a half ago, this energy was beginning to really unfold. I mean, now we're in the grips of it where people were just doing all types of diabolical shit, but now it's at an all-time high, right? And what you may not have wanted to admit, you gotta face in this season. The thing that you've been running from, you gotta face it in this season. Because it really feels like your life depends on it. And I'm talking about energetically. Have you ever experienced with feeling so up and so vibrant, and then maybe having a 30-minute conversation with somebody, and when you get off the phone, you feel drained? You feel energetically drained. You feel like you need to go take a nap. Have you ever been around somebody and you're so positive, and as soon as you get on the phone with somebody, you were so positive, and then all of a sudden you find yourself screaming at other people because they caught you screaming? I feel like you are now in a place where, energetically, you can no longer co-sign people's energetic bullshit. You do not need a karmic drive-by. A lot of you are now spending time with yourself, grounding yourself, because you do see the chaotic energy externally. You see what's going on in the world, and some of you want no parts of that. The spiritual community has definitely changed, right? Now you got a whole bunch of grifters in the spiritual community. Not like there wasn't grifters before. Even when you take a look at what's going on out in the religious sector of the world, there's drama and trauma all over there too. A whole bunch of lies there, right? So no matter where you're turning, right, the dial to energetically right now, whether it's politics, whether it's your own personal life, everybody at this point has been brought to the table to make a decision on whether or not you're going to step out to be your authentic self, right? Or whether or not you're going to allow other people to manipulate you. And sometimes being your authentic self is going to require you walking away from something or someone that no longer vibrates or resonates on the energy frequency where you are. And it doesn't mean that they're necessarily a bad person. It just means that y'all are not on the same frequency. All right? Twin flames energy, keep wanting to jump out. Whenever this card pops out, this is my mirroring energy. This is, people hear twin flames and they start to get all excited. Listen, this is mirroring energy that says work needs to be done. You meet no one but yourself. And that's the epiphany that you've had. If you're doing your work, you've had an epiphany that I meet no one but myself, which means if I want to meet somebody that's loving and kind, I got to become loving and kind to myself first, right? Right? Whenever we have double cards that jumped out, we got to pay attention to this. It's time for you to tell your truth. It's time for you to express your truth. And remember, common sense is not that common to people, okay? Some people are intellectually smart and don't have common sense. So don't think because you book smart and you can regurgitate a whole bunch of what they call a scholarship. You a scholar. You can blow out all type of scholarship. But when it comes to intelligence, not intellect, intelligence is conscious. That's consciousness, right? And if you're not doing your work, you can't tap into your consciousness at full throttle. You can't. You're gonna be trying to manipulate everybody else's field. Guarded and vulnerability popped out. Let's see what's the point in being guarded and vulnerable. And honestly, feeling not everybody gets your vulnerability. You cannot be vulnerable to everybody. Okay. I just said that. Look what jumped out. You only need to be guarded with the people that's on some bullshit. That's coming in with this mirroring energy, with the twin flames energy, just trying to project their shit on you. You do need to be mindful of that, right? But you also want to be vulnerable, right, with anything that's new, that's coming in with chemistry and passion, and that's healthy. Because you don't want to completely shut yourself down where you're not able to receive everything that you have planted seeds in, right? So let me go back here to my seed planting card, right? So if you've been in a situation where you planted a seed of kindness, compassion, where you've been a giver, where you've been a nurturer, right? Where you've been a solid support system. Please know that those seeds in this season is going to be gifted back to you. They may be coming through chemistry of relationship with other people. They may be coming through passionate ventures that you're about to take. But every seed that you've planted in this season, I don't give a fuck who you are, has now taken root in this season and is springing forward. You can see it happening all over the world. I don't remember if you remember, we had a whole space and time where I kept on saying, the content was coming out, or the message was coming out, that integrity was key. Integrity was key. You are no longer seen behind rose-colored glasses. You took them off. That's why they're on the floor. You took them off. You are no longer going to allow this person or this situation to have you walking fearfully and in limitations. So somebody else's limitations of you are no longer yours. See? Projecting energy. See? You're not going to be reaching out, trying to touch me with your limitation and your projection and your fear. We're not going to do that in this season. Why? Because I am going to stand and trust in myself, loving myself. And I'm going to be present. Which means because I'm present and because I'm telling the truth, you don't get to emotionally, spiritually, or even mentally manipulate me. You done planted some seeds. Everybody planted seeds. Seeds have now taken root. I don't know why that song is in my head. I keep hearing, don't save her. She don't wanna be saved, don't save her. She don't wanna be saved, don't save her. I don't know why that song is coming out of my head, but it is, okay? All right, let's just take a look really quickly. And we are going to see, as we close out, we're going to see what they really want you to tap into as you now know what you know and how you're going to use what you're going to use. We want to tap into you want to tap into your final message. Okay. What else in your final message? Purity. And I feel like this goes with expression of telling the truth. Okay. Bottom of the deck, community. And I feel like you don't want anybody in your inner circle anymore that you can't be your truthful expression self with. You're just not in the place where you want to do that anymore. You know? You've had to stand still before you've made any decision, right? And sometimes standing still is the only thing to do. Right? Sometimes when you don't know what to do, do nothing. I feel you went through a season of doing nothing because you were trying to understand this energy, trying to gain clarity on how you need to move. right? Not understanding why people or how people even move the way they do because it don't make no sense to you. Like if I'm showing up and I'm being kind and I'm loving and I'm the support system. Listen, y'all. You have people showing up in energy right now where they're feeling very wrong and strong. You have people right now, like I said, has not agreed to do the work, so you're going to find them in an emotional spin. And let me just go ahead and tell y'all something. This is something that came out energetically too. And I think I said this in the beginning of the video. People that play too much with love, you need to be careful in this season. Don't fuck with nobody purposely in this season. Don't play games. Be upfront. Don't come in saying you want a relationship when you don't. If you want to fuck, let them know that's what you into. Do not make it clear. If I cannot say anything else, make it clear. You do not want to set up your stuff in lies and deceit in this season, baby, because people, I had a friend that told me that. Somebody that she knows, I guess the ex-girlfriend came in and shattered all of the windows in his house. So shit like that, she's not emotionally grounded. And it's not to say that he may not have given her a reason to feel like she needed to smash all the windows out in the house, because I'm pretty sure he did. Not I'm pretty sure, I know he did, because I know the backstory. So he did, okay? Energetically, if you are not doing your work, okay, what he did, if you are not emotionally grounded, I can see why she went and smashed those windows up. I can, right? But what I'm trying to tell you is, she's not put something into play, because you can't go smashing windows out and think that there's not a consequence for that, right? Whether it's legally, whether it's karmically, you just can't, because you put that energy out there, right? But the offset is, he cannot think that what she did was not going to be part of his karmic thing, because he put that out there first, right? The unfaithfulness, the lying, the deceit, like you put that out there first. So I'm telling you right now, anybody that's moving in love and you out here lying, you finna get fucked up. You finna get fucked up. And let me just tell you something. Some of y'all are not fucked up to the point where you're not gonna be in this fucking third dimension no more. Do not play with people's heart. This is how serious this shit is. People are not wrapped too tightly. Not everybody out here can handle the level of love if they're not doing their work, if you fucking lying to them. Common sense is not that common. Common sense would say to me, walk the fuck away because this person is a liar, right? Not to some people. Not to some people. Not to some people. Brother, Mom, I'm live now. I gotta call you back, Mom. Y'all say hi to my mom. Say hi so they can hear you.
Hi, peoples. Bye.
I'll call you back. I love you. I'm telling you right now. Okay? I'm telling you right now. Do not play with people's heart. It's not going to work out well for you. Not everybody's on it. Let me just walk away because he ain't no good. No. Not everybody's on that. All right. Let's do it. Close out the tone because I got to go call my mom and my brother back. They call FaceTime, which means my brother's on some crap right now. I sent them a text message earlier, y'all. I'm traveling to New York in April, and I want him to come pick me up from the airport. So he sent me a text message last night telling me that my mom is going to go ahead and mail me the keys to the house so he won't be able to pick me up from the airport. And my response was, I sent him back a picture of my flight information and said, thank you, brother. I love you. I'll see you when I get there. This is my flight information. I totally ignored him not picking me up from the airport, y'all, okay? I'm the big sister. He after me, okay? He don't got no choice, y'all. He do got a choice, but he my brother. He gonna come get me, y'all. Okay, with that being said, let me go ahead and close this out. Third eye energy. Third eye energy is all about how you perceive a thing, right? You now know what you know. You now know how you need to use that energy of what you know, okay? And remember, common sense is not that common. Everybody's not operating with a full deck. Okay? Third eye says the frequency of the third eye chakra is the indigo flower of life. Supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination and our psychic powers. Come on now, you know what you know. Trust yourself. Okay? And it's okay if you don't know what to do in a moment, you don't have to do anything. So that way you're not overreacting. Okay? All right, my lovely soul traveling gurus. I love each and every one of you. And y'all know the deal. You want to go ahead and do something kind for yourself because you absolutely should. And you want to do something kind for somebody else because happiness is contagious, bliss is contagious, joy is contagious, and a smile is contagious, right? And not because you have to, but because you can. All right, my lovely soul traveling gurus. This message and this transmission is over.